Good day, everybody. Brian Tarian here with Mark Shirowich and Mark Skaraki, a couple of Medicare experts that combined have over 17 years of experience in helping people select the best Medicare plan, maximize their Medicare, and so they've agreed to spend a few moments with us today to kind of hit some of the highlights of what they've seen for people and the plans that they have reviewed. So kind of sets your expectations. So gentlemen, thanks for joining today. Mark Shirowich, we'd like to hear from you first. If you could perhaps address the first item on our screen today, that would be awesome.
Well, thanks for having us, Brian. Well, as it shows here, I mean, every year the Medicare Advantage plans change. They're on an annual contract with the government from January 1st through December 31st. And from year to year, your plan might remain the same or it might change dramatically. Sometimes there are new options available in the county that you live in, and sometimes the plan that you have might not be available next year when it's available this year. The doctors in the network can come and go, but as Medicare grows and Medicare Advantage plans stabilize, the plans are remaining more consistent from year to year. However, it is important to review your plan from year to year to make sure that your doctor still is in the network, your prescriptions are covered the way they were last year, as well as the additional benefits of dental, vision, etc. that might be included this year that weren't included last year. So going through an annual review with a insurance professional is necessary from year to year. If you want to maximize your plan. Yeah? Yeah, good point. That's right, yeah, because I mean, yeah, you just want to make sure that that you're getting the maximum benefits that you're entitled to.
Great, great. Okay. Low income assistance. Mark Skaraki. How does this work? What's going on?
Well, basically, the government will provide assistance depending on the income of the household. They look at the members in the household and then look at what is available in that area. So basically, if you're eligible, you'll get assistance with prescription drug co-pays and or co-pays for your office visits, lab work, that type of thing. So that's where they're coming from with the low income assistance. And that it changes slightly every year, but basically you want to make sure if it's available, you definitely want to get on the program.
So I have a question for you, Mark. The monthly fee, like somebody that's on disability, they have a monthly amount that's taken out of their disability check to pay for Medicare. Forget the exact amount. It's like $114 or $120. You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yes.
So could that be impacted? Could that be reduced or erased with anything like this?
Yes, they could be eligible for some assistance there as well as the co-pays for their prescription drugs and their office visits and stuff. So yes, it is a possibility.
So it's possible to have that, I'm using $114 as an example, for that to be totally offset, eliminated?
Possibly, yeah. It's the Medicare Part B premium.
Okay, great. So somebody's listening to this, that could be, $1,200 a year back in your pocket, possibly. So, wow. Okay. All right. Point number 3. Back to Mark Shirowich.
So, as I briefly touched on a little bit earlier, I mean, every year as your plans change, the prescription drugs included in the plan might come or go. The premiums, or excuse me, the co-payments could go up or down. But similarly, maybe you're diagnosed with a new illness or disorder, disease, and now you're taking new prescriptions. Well, the current plan you have might not be optimized for your new condition. Or maybe the opposite is true. Maybe you've started to eat more healthy or exercise or what have you, and now you no longer need to take certain prescriptions that you were taking last year. Well, again, the plan that you're on currently might not be optimized for your new prescription usage, which might be different drugs or no drugs at all. So reviewing from year to year is important to make sure that your plan is optimized for your current health conditions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people with
and one nice thing. Sorry, Brian, sorry to cut you off, but one nice thing about Medicare Advantage plans is every year when you do change your plan or you do go over a review, if you decide to change your plan, there are no health questions, and you cannot have your guaranteed acceptance, and certain conditions that you have now cannot be excluded. So there are no pre-existing condition rules. They will treat you tomorrow just like they did today, because they can't exclude certain illnesses or any illnesses.
So that's good to know. So there should be no roadblocks, if you will, for moving from one plan to another, which you could even stay with the same carrier, right? And there'd be another plan that would be perhaps more beneficial.
That's correct. Yeah, in some markets, the one insurance company might offer 2 or 3 or 4 different plans. So you certainly can remain with the same insurance company and just switch plans. That's true.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. Let's move on to point number 4, Medicare plan options. Mark Skoraki.
Yep, the options, like you said, it can be one company that offers 2 or 3 plans in that specific area. It goes by mainly zip code, and then you can look up to see what plans are available, and you'll see a number of different options for one carrier. And basically you go through, and it all comes down to premium and what's covered. But there are constantly updating that every year, like it has been talked about before. And just because you're in one plan at this point in time, it may make sense to look at a different plan in that in your area code and stuff. So a couple of things that would affect that: if you changed area codes and or if you're on the low-income subsidy, you can look at changing those plans at any time of the year. You don't have to wait specifically for the annual enrollment period. So those are other things too when it comes to the plan options. So
that is a good point, and I just want to reiterate that from my experience here at the Disability Digest, people that are receiving Social Security disability are not aware of that little nuance in the regulations that allow those that are under a certain income threshold to change plans at any time. And guys, what is the benchmark amount of money or check amount that kind of triggers that? If it's under it, you can change your plan at any time?
Well, so that changes from state to state, but a rough guideline is about $1,500 a month. But again, that's just a ballpark because each state is slightly different.
So if you're listening to this and your check is under $1,500 a month, if the average check is $1,100, it's common that it is, then you could change your plan at any time if you're a few months into the year, rather than waiting until the open enrollment, October to November time period. If there's a better plan for you right now, you can take advantage of it. So great. Okay, good to know. So every day costs you while you're waiting. Maybe something you could share with us is some of the situations that you've seen where people have been on a plan that wasn't the most appropriate plan for them, and so we can kind of give people a sense for what's available. I know we touched on it with the low-income subsidy. Right there could be $1,200 a year, but anything to add to this point, Mark Sherwich?
Well, so the premium for the health plan and the prescription co-payments are often places where people overspend. Sometimes there is a health plan that will have a lower premium that will provide just as high quality of benefits as a higher premium plan. Or sometimes there are plans where a certain drug that you might take is $95 a month, but on a different plan, that same drug might be $45 a month, or maybe it's $45 a month on one plan and might be $8 on another plan. So just doing a review to make sure that your plan is in fact optimized for your specific prescription usage or health insurance usage is important to do every year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And of course, the last thing, not of course, but the last thing I want to cover is, as the audience is likely wondering, what does this cost, right? So this is up on the screen here. So Mark Skaraki, with your experience and everything that you know about Medicare, what's involved, or how does the whole money flow work, and what fees, if anything, would be a charge to a member to spend some time with you?
There's absolutely no fees, and I think it is kind of a misnomer. People will think, well, if I'm talking with an agent and my premium's going to be, for lack of a better example, $25 a month. If I'm talking with an agent, they're going to charge me $35. Absolutely not true. It's totally the company's set premium. If there's many that have zero premiums, you don't get charged anymore for sitting down and talking with someone that is considered a Medicare agent and a specialist. Mm-hmm. You know, I've run into it a number of times. In fact, personally, from a client dealing with it right now, that was a client I had, for 3 years. The company she was with, the carrier she was with, was no longer in the area, so she switched. We met. She looked at this other plan and decided to do it, but she went online and did everything herself. But now she keeps calling me because she's having issues with the billing and stuff like that. But I can't help her because she went out and signed up by herself, type thing. Where I think she thought, oh, it's not going to cost me as much if I go directly with the company. That's the other thing too. You're just educating people and talking with them, and hopefully they feel comfortable enough to ultimately go through the whole experience with me as their agent and advocate when it comes to, because then I can sometimes work with agent services for that specific carrier and kind of get some roadblocks taken care of. And a lot of it is just billing issues and how it's billed, type thing, when clients have issues. So
not only can you help somebody understand how to maximize their plan, you're an agent is an extra layer of service. Is that what I'm?
Correct. And I always equate my mom, saying, well, I'm not going to call an 800 number. I'd rather call you, and then you take care of it for me. And to a certain extent, I can do. So obviously, there's issues with HIPAA that you can't do, with medical type questions. But if it's a servicing issue and or just talking with the office at the doctor's office and the billing, and because it wasn't billed correctly, something's wrong. So those are the things, as an agent, I can support my clients and help them out that way, as opposed to sitting on the 800 number, which a lot of people don't like to call necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if there's no charge to our audience or the member, and you're a wonderful guy, but I'm sure you've got bills to pay, how does an agent get paid?
Basically through the carrier themselves, whether it's a Blue Cross Blue Shield, a Aetna, Humana. I directly contract or go through their training and everything, and specifically get licensed with them. And then the insurance company is how I would get compensated. So. Okay. So you're, again, there's no charge. Insurance companies pay you to do this work. That's great. So just a few things for the audience. And thank you, gentlemen, for spending some time here today. This has been some great points. Is to speak with a Medicare agent. Medicare is highly regulated, and to
speak with a Medicare agent, one of the things that you'll need to be aware of is that there will be, at some point in time in the conversation process, you will be asked to complete what's called a scope of sales appointment, which is basically you saying that, yes, I want to speak with a Medicare agent. So, and I have it up on the screen here. It's just general information about initialing the types of plans that you would like to learn more about and signing it with the date, and it has the agent's information on it. So did I miss anything, guys? Anything in closing that we should talk about, or feel we covered everything?
No, just to reiterate that it's important to review your plan every year. It's a completely free service to do. It's actually illegal for insurance agents to charge any money to discuss your Medicare plans with you. So there's no reason not to, because you can have a lot of extra help from an insurance agent at no cost to you.
Yep. Great. So if you're looking at this page and you want to take the next step right away, look for the form, fill it out, get it in the scope of appointment, and we'll have a Medicare specialist contact you and help you maximize your Medicare plan. So thanks, everybody. Make it a great day.